Coming up in this video, I'm going to show you how I paint Black Legion Chaos Space Marines for Warhammer 40k. Welcome back to Mini Junkie, everyone. My name is Jarrett. It's been a while. I've kind of been slacking on both creating videos and frankly just doing any hobbying at all. It's a little unnerving how long this drought has gone on. A lot of the time when you're in this hobby, you can kind of run out of inspiration, or you can kind of get distracted by other hobbies or other life events, and so you kind of dwindle off the painting, and that can sometimes go for weeks or even months. It's been a bit of a stretch, been a while since I've sat down and painted anything, so I'm hoping to get back, get the love of the hobby back and get back to painting and creating more videos for you guys. But I did manage to do a little bit of painting with the new Shadow Spear set coming out and the new Embaddon model I'm sure you've seen online. Black Legion Chaos Space Marines are getting an injection of fresh models. They look really cool. And the thing with Black Legion, so this is going to be more like tips for painting them as opposed to let's show you how to paint a complete Black Legion Space Marine. And I say tips because when it comes to these guys, you just look at if you look at an army, what are the things that are standing out in that army? It's going to be the quality or the style of the black. It's going to be the golds or brass, depending on how you're painting them and how they pop on the model and create detail. And probably red, because there's a lot of red spot colors used or accent colors, whether it's capes or robes or top knots and things like that. So I'm going to cover those three aspects of painting a Black Legion Marine. And ideally, this will be something you can use in assembly line fashion, so you can do them quickly. If you're painting an army, I spent a bit more time on this one. It's from the Blackstone Fortress set. I forget his name at this moment. I should have looked that up before I made the video. The other thing about this video is I'll be using a pretty cool type of paint called Vallejo Liquid Gold. It's not the easiest paint to work with as compared to like a Games Workshop, Vallejo acrylic, that kind of thing. It's actually an alcohol-based paint. So I'll show you how I use that, what my setup is, and how I apply it. But it gives a really smooth, bright gold finish. It's really, really nice looking. It doesn't look sort of plasticky or fake in its shininess. It looks really just sharp and nice. I know more and more there are paints coming out like the Vallejo metal series, but I find those ones, I prefer the silvers and gunmetals on that range, and I didn't like the coppers and the golds from it. I certainly had a heck of a hard time airbrushing them, and even painting them freehand doesn't give the same kind of result. I don't think anything other than maybe Alclad, which is really a lot harder to work with, can give this kind of a smooth gold look. So I'm going to use that on the Space Marine, Chaos Space Marine, and you guys can see how that works. And you can either use it, or you can just use your, the old standbys from like Runefang, not Runefang. But when it comes to painting the golds on Chaos Space Marines, you can always just substitute Retributor armor, that's what it's called. Any Games Workshop golds will work just fine too. All right, let's get to painting. All right, guys, we're going to start out with some Incubi Darkness, and we're going to dry brush that on to all the various areas, like larger areas of the arms and the shoulder pads and the backs of legs and things like that. And this is just, it's not going to really show up a lot, but it is going to help to add a little bit more visual interest to the model. Now for the edge highlighting, I take 1 part of Incubi Darkness, 2 parts Skull White, and then maybe a drop of thinner medium, which is going to help it run a little bit easier as you're trying to do the edges. And with edge highlighting, you want to use the side of the tip of your brush as much as you can, and then sometimes just paint it on normally if depending on what the angle is like. And you just want to bring out all the edges and edge details all over the armor as much as you like, really. It can get kind of exhausting doing these on a lot of guys. Now I don't do it here, but if you wanted to, you could add another drop of white after the fact, after you've done this initial set of edges, and just do a little bit sharper edges around some of the sharpest corners and the tops of the edge portions, things like that, just to give it that extra little bit of pop. So for the red, I'm doing it really pretty straightforward and pretty standard for when you're doing it with GW paints, and that starts out with a base coat of corn red. I water it down a little bit, or even just apply a little bit of thinner medium. To shade the cape, I'm going to use a fairly liberal application of Army Painter Red Tone in the deepest folds. That's going to darken it. You could also use GW Agrax Earth Shade if you don't have the Army Painter stuff. Once that's dry, I'm going to use Mephiston Red, almost right out of the pot. I think I'm just thinning it down a little bit. It's going to go on quite bright, so you're going to cover almost all of the base coat that we did with Corn Red, just leaving a little bit showing. The red, once it dries, it is going to darken and blend together a bit better. That's dry. I'm going to use Evil Sun's Scarlet. I'm using the airbrush formulation. I just picked some up to try it at some point, and of course that means it comes pre-thinned for airbrushing, which makes for great layering. And if you don't have that, if you just have the regular layer version, just thin it down with a little bit of water, a little bit of thinner medium, and just apply this along the highest raised edges of the cape and anywhere that you see the edges of folds, and that's just going to create a little bit more of a highlight here and bring out some of that definition. For his top knot, I'm doing it red as well, but I'm starting with Mephiston Red, so it's going to be overall a bit brighter than the original one, or the cape, which we did as a base coat of the Corn Red. That's dry. I shade it with Agrax Earth Shade, and then I'm going to let that dry, and we'll come back and highlight that later. I mentioned the Vallejo Liquid Gold is alcohol based, so I use a little bit of isopropyl 99% alcohol, which I got at the drugstore. I'm using Old Gold. They also have Red Gold. When you're looking for it, look for ones that have that red new formula label. I find that works a lot better than some of the older ones. And what I do is, you can't see it here, but I actually have a metal ball bearing in the pot to help me really agitate it. Now, being alcohol based, it can be somewhat harsh, and some would say you'd be better off using a synthetic brush. I'm using a natural hair brush because I have a lot of old ones lying around, and I find it's just easier to work with when I'm applying, paint to any kind of detail. But I would certainly say don't use this paint with your nicest Winsor & Newton or Broken Toed brushes. Use this only with, again, like a nice synthetic that's new and has a good tip, or an older natural hair. And as you can see, I just take a little bit out of the palette well and just brush it right on. It's got incredible coverage. If you start to find it streaking or drying too quickly, you just dab a little bit of it into the well where we've got the alcohol, or even just dip a little bit of the alcohol with your brush into the mix of the paint, and just to keep it from drying. But yeah, it goes on great. Just take your time and be neat with it. You can see here I've cleaned my brush in the alcohol pot, and you can see the gold that's floating in it. What I do is for cleanup, I take my paper towel, soak up the alcohol that was the result, and then I just use that to clean out the well where the actual paint was, and then you can reuse the palette. Now, coming back to that top knot, the wash is dry. I'm just gonna highlight the individual strands with some of that Evil Sun Scarlet. It's got a lot of definition to it, this top knot, so it's pretty easy to do. Now, to add a little depth to that Vallejo Liquid Gold, I'm going to use some Agrax Earth Shade Gloss Wash. I don't use the regular shade because it's going to really dull down the nice shininess of this gold, and I don't want to do that. I mean, you could do that and it would create an interesting effect if that's what you want, if you don't want it to be so shiny, but I wanted to retain some of that gleam, so I'm using the gloss version. That is a little more, how do I put it, less surface tension or whatever, so it's going to result in less shading overall, so you'll have to apply it pretty heavy. For the next step, I took a little bit of gold, the original gold. I think I used Old Gold before, but whatever. And then I took some of the same product line liquid gold, but it's the silver, and I mixed that in just to create a highlight. I don't know, I'd say this is pretty optional given how shiny this stuff is already, but it does create a little bit of a highlight and give it even extra shine if that's what you're looking for. Again, very optional step. I could have even added maybe a little more silver to really brighten that. Or you could use something like a P3 Platinum, Radiant Platinum. That would create a nice highlight on here. But you just wait till it's dry. Because it's alcohol based, the original coat is going to dry very fast, and then just let that wash we did dry as well. Now, once this is done, I am not going to apply an all over spray of matte varnish, because that will absolutely take all the shine off the liquid gold. You can if you want, or you could hand brush it into certain areas where you've got too much shine and you want to get rid of it, perhaps from inks or other washes. But just be careful, because if you get matte varnish on the Vallejo Liquid Gold, it's kind of going to ruin the effect. So guys, here's the finished miniature. Not super happy with how he turned out overall, which is why this video doesn't cover things like the fur and the flesh that I did there and the hammer. Just not super happy with it. I am, however, happy with how the black and the gold and the red turned out overall, especially the gold. I think this looks fantastic and would look great in a Chaos Army. So hopefully that's been the useful part of this video for you guys. If you thought so, consider liking the video, share, and subscribe for more. We'll see you next time, hopefully a little sooner this time. Bye. Thanks for watching.